Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Euan, and on this channel we talk about personal finance, investing, and what makes successful people tick. And today we'll be talking about Trading212, and hopefully I can help a beginner start investing. I've been investing for a while, however, it has been mostly passive investing. So I've been putting money away every month into my lifetime ISA and into a stocks and shares ISA. But I have not been choosing my stocks, they're just into mutual funds and index funds. And since the start of this year, I've been looking to invest more actively and look at places where I can put my money to work. So my method of investing was using the coffee and cake method, which I've previously mentioned in a video, which I will link in the description and I'll put it up here. And I've been doing some serious research into where's the best place to put my money. And luckily I came across the Trading212 platform from a friend who recommended I sign up, and I received a free stock for doing so. And if you want to do the same, my link is in the description below. So go check it out. All you need to do is deposit £1 and you will receive a free stock up to the value of £100. However, in this current climate, we don't know how long this deal will be available for. So if you're interested, go click the link in my description and hopefully you will get your free stock in time before they stop this deal. So since joining the app, I have been thoroughly researching what funds and stocks and shares are best to invest in. And I've had a bit of a windfall recently, which allowed me to invest a large chunk of capital into the app. And as it goes, it was fairly fortunate timing as I invested a large chunk at the end of March, which happened to be one of the lowest points on the market for 12 years since the 2008 financial crisis. So that is why when we go into the app, I have positive returns, whereas most people at the moment are likely to have negative returns. So I'm not a whiz at investing, it's just fortunate timing. Before we jump into the app, I just want to say a couple of things. I am not a financial planner, I'm just a random dude on the internet wearing a tie-dye t-shirt talking about finance. So please do not take that as written truth, because that would be a mistake. You need to do your own due diligence before investing your capital, as your investments can go up or they can go down. So let's jump into the app. But before we do, hit that subscribe button and that like button and we can be friends. So let's go. So as you can see, we have come into the app now. On my watch list, we have Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Alphabet, aka Google, Microsoft, Boeing, Alibaba and Barclays. So these are the ones that usually just come in automatically, and these are obviously a few of the biggest companies at the moment and the most traded, I imagine, so that's why they are in there automatically. So as you can see, if you press this button, you can see at the top there are three different options. We have the CFD, the Invest and the ISA tab. So the CFD, let's jump into that. I do not use this because this is a lot more risky than your traditional investing. This uses leverage, which allows you to make a lot more money, but at a lot higher risk. So that is why I don't do it. So let's just go through the basics of the app. You can see that the account value is £9.12, which is, if you go into this section down here, you can see my portfolio. I've invested £8.03 and I'm up £1.03 also. So at the moment I have 0.003 shares in Apple and 0.05 shares in Walt Disney. That's because I received a Hewlett-Packard free share and I decided to sell it and invest in companies that I believe will improve and grow, and at the moment they are doing quite well, although it's literally no money at all. But the reason I have it in here is because I planned to sell my Hewlett-Packard share and transfer the money over to the ISA tab, but you can only transfer minimum £10 into your ISA. So it has to rise, or you have to add more money in and then take it out. and I just haven't got around to doing that yet. So hopefully if you use the link in the description, then you'll get a free share and I'll also get a free share. So that'll hopefully push me over £10 if I'm lucky. And you're very kind. So let's go back and we'll just talk through that because it's a bit easier to understand. And if we go into Tesla, you can see you have the option to buy, and because I've got literally no money in here, I can't buy anything. I can't even buy a 0.001 because the Tesla price is fairly high. And then you can play around with the graph here to show what's been happening with the Tesla stock. This is probably not the best example because it's a bit of a up and down stock for investing. But my advice would be to stay well clear of Tesla. As you can see, it's gone up a large amount, but we don't really know if they can sustain that price because it's just outrageous, really. Even Elon Musk tweeted the other day that the Tesla price was too high, and then it dropped over 100. So, say you wanted to buy a Tesla stock. Let's have a look. So we've got the company details in here. So you can read about the overall company details, and you can see who's the CEO, the number of employees, headquarters, sector, industry, blah, blah, blah. And then the more important stuff, which is the key ratios. And another reason why you shouldn't be investing in Tesla is, in my opinion, this is not financial advice, is financial summary. Net income minus $862 million. So I don't think I can afford to risk losing all my money on a company that is not making any profit. As I was saying, I don't think Tesla is a very good investment as they are not making profit themselves. So although they have the opportunity and the potential in the future to make profit, I don't think it's a good investment. At the moment, based on the history, they've not been making profit. So who knows with this coronavirus stuff happening, if they will be able to continue to function and provide a service and provide value to their customers and make a profit. So one feature of the Trading212 app is the fractional shares. So as you saw earlier, you could see that I have bought 0.003 shares in Apple. That is one of the positive things of this app, is that you can buy fractional shares in companies where you may not be able to afford their full share price. For example, Apple share price is $315 at the moment, and it's not likely they're going to splash out £300 on just one stock. You might want to diversify across a number of stocks and fractionally apply that to each stock that you can. Okay, so one thing, if you plan on investing in a company, you just need to remember that you are investing in a company. You're not investing in the numbers that you see on the screen, you're investing in the company producing those numbers. So you want to make sure that you know the company and that you are sure that they're going to provide a value to their customers. They will make profit and then the share price will increase, or they will continue to pay dividends. As a beginner investor, you want to make sure that the investment that you are making in a business is the right one for you and that you are investing in the right business. As I said about Tesla earlier, there's no point throwing all your money into Tesla in the hope that they make loads of profit and in the end they don't, or they fail, or whatever. So it's all well and good thinking that because they're not making profit now, they will in the future, but no one knows. And if you can tell the future, let me know, because then you could really be helpful for me and me making a lot of money. The likelihood is that you can't, so sorry to burst your bubble, but you want to focus on investing in great businesses that will provide a long-term return. For example, I've invested in Apple and Disney because I believe they are great companies that will provide value over a long time and continue being successful companies. As I said earlier, I want to move my free shares over to my ISA account. And the reason for that is that the ISA account is where you want to be investing until you reach the threshold which is £20,000 a year. Let's go over to the ISA now. So if we go over here, so you can see that I've deposited £750 in this tax year out of the £20,000 allowance that you get. So I have 19,250 left before April the 6th, 2021. So if you are a beginner investor, you need to be using the ISA account. And the reason for this is, I was watching a video on this topic the other day by a fellow creator, I won't name names, and he was saying that the Invest and the ISA account are pretty much the same thing, which is true in some aspects, but the main difference is that all the profit from the investment account, or the Invest account, is liable for tax, whereas the ISA is completely tax-free up to £20,000. So in that respect, there is in no way you should be investing in the investing account unless you are investing more than 20 grand a year, which is very unlikely if you're a beginner investor. So if you've seen that video, please try and ignore that, because it is really important that you don't invest in something that is going to give you a huge tax bill. So I've still got a long way to go in terms of this tax year. I've still got a lot more to input and a lot more to invest. So if we go into my portfolio, we can see there is quite a large chunk of money in there, which, as I said, is doing quite well. So we've got a return of 12.81% at the moment, up £882.96. So in this account, I've got just over 1 share in Apple, 6 shares in Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola is notorious for being a good dividend stock. Also invested 3 units into an index fund, an ETF fund, which is fairly cheap. And as you can see, it's gone down quite a bit, and due to it being the S&P, it is likely to rise as the economy gets back on its feet and Boris lets us all out again. And also you can see I've put a large chunk into the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which, if you can see, the dotted line is where I put my investment in, and as you can see, it has risen quite a bit already, returning to sort of where it was before this crash happened, or this dip happened. Also, I have 8.9 shares in Walt Disney, which is up as well, and is also a fairly good dividend stock. And I also have 12 shares in Wells Fargo, which, as you can see, is not doing that great, and it is, you can see where I bought it and where it is now, and it seems to keep going down and down and down. So yeah, there's that, but I'm not too worried about that. So we're looking around at the rest of the app. So you can see the manage funds button. This allows you to deposit and withdraw and move funds. As I was talking about the moving funds earlier, I cannot actually move because you have to have a limit of £10, and at the moment I have 5p in the investing account because it's actually all invested. But hopefully it'll go over £10 and I can move it into my ISA and get the tax-free benefit from that. The good thing about this app is also you can deposit schedule. So I've got a deposit schedule of £50 monthly on the 28th of the month, which is when I get paid for my regular job. And I also put a bit more in that depending on the month. And because of the coronavirus, we're staying at home and saving quite a bit of cash. So I've been investing triple that over the past few months, and I will continue to do so until we are allowed out again. So another part of this is the video section. If you've googled Trading212, you'll likely have seen the YouTube channel of Trading212, and they are the same videos. So if you wanted to look on YouTube, it might be easier, or you can just ask me, let me know in the comments if you need any assistance. So they've got the economic calendar, which is mostly for the CFD, which, as I said, I don't touch and I don't plan on touching. The economic calendar is not really my thing because I'm looking to be a long-term investor and a dividend investor. So stay well clear of what's happening in the news, because I'm going to be buying stocks which will be undervalued and provide me value in the future. So another good thing about the app is that you have price alerts, which allows you to set a price that you might want to look at purchasing a stock, So I've got a few here: Kraft Heinz, Domino's, Disney, Google, Apple, and the Vanguard S&P 500. These are quite low, so if they do get to this, then I'll be buying quite a lot of them. However, at the moment, they're also on the rise, but you never know what's going to happen in the next few months. So we'll see, I guess. And then we go into history, and you can see what I've bought and when and how much, etc, etc. And you can see that my total return is minus 4.41. That is because I bought a load of Barclays shares and decided that wasn't for me straight away, and I lost £4.41, which was a bit silly, but that was before I was doing any research, and that was just a bit silly. But since then, I've invested a fair bit of money in and did a lot more research. So just make sure you do the same. I'm hoping that I will improve my dividend situation. At the moment, I've got no dividends, as you can see, but I've got a few dividend stocks, so they will eventually start rolling in. In terms of why I've invested in the S&P 500, this includes the 500 biggest companies across the world, and that is why I've invested in it. Because it is an ETF fund, it allows a lot of diversification, and as you can see, over the past, since 2016, it is almost doubled. So, well, that's, just over 4 years it's doubled. That's what happens when big companies get bigger, and you can sort of earn off that. It's not going to be the biggest jumps, but I'm investing for the long term, so that is why I've chosen that fund. And in terms of my Coca-Cola, Walt Disney, and all my other individual companies, I've focused on the dividend-paying companies. So Apple pay a tiny dividend, but I've only got one stock, so it's going to be literally nothing. But it all adds up, and it can be reinvested into buying more. My strategy of dividend investing will hopefully improve over the coming months and years, and I will be able to take you on that journey of how I am improving my dividend strategy and my dividend paying stock. So hopefully this has been semi-helpful. I think I may have to do another one which shows you how to buy a stock, how to set up an account, or anything. Just let me know in the comments, and hopefully I can help you. It's fairly intuitive design, and you can sort of work it out as you go along. They also have the free or the fake money option, so you could always just start investing using fake money, and then when you get the hang of that, then you can start investing your real money. So that's it for me. Hope you've enjoyed this. I'm committed to investing, and we'll do more videos on investing using this platform and other platforms, so make sure you subscribe and follow my investing journey. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm hoping I can help you